Hello and welcome here to Talk FC and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to the big one. It's the Champions League, round of 16 stage, the big tie that we've been waiting for weeks and weeks now since the first leg, all leading up to this moment. We have to make the quarterfinals, we have to get through this game. There is simply no excuses here. It's Barcelona against Lyon in the Champions League. Let's run through everything you need to know, because this one, it really matters. And today's video, guys, is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can find in the description down below. A fantastic way to stay completely in touch with all things from the Champions League, especially with the big games coming this week and the draw that we'll be following for the next round. And 77% of the people on the OneFootball app believe that Barcelona will beat Lyon at the Camp Nou tomorrow. Kickoff will be coming to us at 9 PM local time from the Camp Nou in what should be a packed stadium and a fantastic atmosphere here. We want to get behind our players. We want to put that spark, that life, that feeling into them that they have to get through. They need our support. And I'm absolutely sure the Camp Nou will be packed to the rafters and we will certainly make our voices heard. And you guys have been predicting, as always, with just over half of you opting for a win tomorrow night by 2 goals, which would see us through to the next round, and certainly I would happily accept that. And we are in quite an interesting situation here, simply because of that first leg, 0-0 on the night from the first leg, nothing really to fall back on here, which ultimately means we are in a one-game shootout. Winner takes all. Whoever performs on the big stage tomorrow night is going through to the next round. We have home advantage, of course. I still think that's a big advantage on our side, especially when you consider how important our pitch is, the width, of course, making that as big as it possibly can be. But at the same time, Lyon know in their own mind they can progress with a score draw. So ultimately, it's all to play for. And elsewhere in the Champions League on Wednesday evening, Bayern Munich will be taking on Liverpool in exactly the same scenario as our own tie after their first leg ended 0-0 too. That'll be a very interesting game, and it's a shame really that it's the same time as our game is. And following our games there on Wednesday evening, that will then be the last round of matches from the round of 16 stage. The draw will be complete and it will then be made for the quarter-final and the semi-final matches this Friday, and that will be a very big occasion. And of course, we'll be hoping and expecting to have our name in that draw. And with regard to the referee for tomorrow night's game, Simon Marciniak will be the referee taking charge of tomorrow's match. Some background information on him, as he's the same referee who officiated Barcelona's 4-0 defeat in Paris back in 2017, and in the same Champions League season, our 3-0 defeat then in Turin to Juventus. He also refereed our 1-1 draw away at Inter back in the group stage this year. So ultimately, with this ref, not fantastic results. We will be hoping tomorrow, of course, though, to put all that aside and get the job done. And the one thing that I really want to say about this game is, I believe, looking at this, looking at Lyon, looking at the way that we, of course, should go through here, this game has ultimately gotten bigger due to those exits. Last week, of course, we saw big teams crashing out, big upsets, and I think for that, this game has got even bigger and the pressure has been ramped up, and almost, it has become in some ways overhyped, simply because when you look at it, when you strip this down, we should be beating Lyon. This shouldn't even be a contest. Lyon right now, without underestimating them, we need to have the right attitude. But when you look at the facts, when you look at the stats, Lyon are the third best team in France this season. The table after 28 games does not lie. They're 21 points back from the top, 21 points behind PSG, who even have 2 games in hand. And for that matter, we should be winning this. We should be beating a team like Lyon, no two ways about it. But you look at those upsets last week in the Champions League, big shocks that we've had. You look at Ajax against Real Madrid, Man United against PSG, both of those teams coming back there against all the odds. And you look at this game and you're just thinking, please, don't make that us. Don't fall into that trap. Do not get knocked out at this stage. But then you look around, you look at our players, you feel like they'll be really up for this game. They have to have the right attitude. You believe they'll go into the stadium knowing they need to perform to progress. We're in our own stadium, in our own pitch, and let's face it, right now we are in form. We're bang in form again, which is very different to how that first leg went. Going into that game, we were were low on confidence, and we were without Arthur Melo. He was not in our team, he was injured, and we all know he is crucial to everything we do and will be a massive, massive bonus going into the second leg. And since that first leg back in Lyon, we have won 4 out of our 4 competitive fixtures. A big win there away at Sevilla, a Lionel Messi hat-trick, followed up then by 2 big Clasico victories, which have really boosted our confidence and really made us believe again this season could be special. And we followed it up then with a win against Rayo on Saturday, whereas Lyon's form since the first leg has not quite been as consistent. 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss for them. Just a few days after the first leg there, it was a loss against struggling Monaco, then followed up with a win over Caen in the Cup, followed up by a big win there over Toulouse at home. That was a good win there for Lyon, before they rather took their eye off the ball on Saturday before this game, of course, blowing a 2-goal lead to eventually draw against Strasbourg. Although it should be said here, and it certainly should be noted, that Bruno Genesio, the Lyon coach, did take the decision to rest several of his key players on Saturday against Strasbourg. He named the likes of Memphis Depay, Nabil Fekir, Bertrand Traore, Leo Dubois, Tanguy Dembele, all on the bench for that game on Saturday, which should mean here that we'll be facing a well-rested, energised Lyon side that will certainly be ready to fight, and certainly be ready to fight not only for 90 minutes, but maybe even more on the night. But of course, guys, the big question surrounding this game has been the fitness of Ousmane Dembele. Injured on Saturday against Rayo Vallecano, he picked up, of course, a hamstring strain, and it's sort of been the feeling right the way through this week from the Spanish media that he wasn't going to be risked. There was a chance, of course, that we could really push him, put him out there, take that risk in a game like this to try and play him, but I just feel like right now that's not going to happen. If he's not 100% right, he's not going to play, and I think that's absolutely the right decision. We do have players who can come in. Obviously, Dembele is going to be a massive miss, but at the end of the day, unless he's right, it's the right decision there. And the man, of course, to step in his absence is reportedly going to be Felipe Coutinho, and it is a colossal game for him. It is an absolutely massive chance for him to come in here and make an impact, step up in a Barcelona shirt. Sport came out this morning and they basically said this is Coutinho's last big chance. How many more is he going to get from Valverde? He's had a lot of chances here, and this one may well be his last. He's got to stand up, he's got to be counted, he's got to be confident, he's got to be bold, he's got to look for the ball, he's got to make things happen. Because look, we've paid a lot of money for this guy. A lot of people are saying we've turned against him, we hate Coutinho. That is nonsense. We haven't turned against him. We don't hate this guy. We actually want him to succeed more than anything else. We paid so much money, and we want to see that guy in a Barcelona shirt. We know he has quality. We know that he can do it. That's what makes it so frustrating. Will this game against Lyon, when it really matters, is this his time to really shine? And so, if it is going to be Felipe Coutinho is going to step in place of Ousmane Dembele, this is how I see us lining up on Wednesday against Lyon. Ter Stegen in goal here, Jordi Alba from left back, Longley alongside Gerard Piqué, with Sergio Roberto preferred over Nelson Semedo, and I think that's certainly something that Valverde will do in this game. Busquets in midfield alongside Arthur returning in the Champions League, a massive bonus for us, alongside a rested Ivan Rakitic, who is right now in very good form. Messi from the right-hand side starting there, Suarez down the middle, and Coutinho here playing on the left-hand side of attack. And that there is a team that is fully capable of beating Lyon. There's no question about that. So much quality in that team, even without Dembele, who is going to be a massive, massive loss. But look, Coutinho has to step up. In the game, of course, we're going to see Messi here coming in centre. We're going to see Rakitic and Roberto here trying to exploit that right-hand side. Busquets will drop back. Arthur will give us that element of control. And then it's up to Coutinho, really, to get involved, to want the ball, to look to receive the ball. He's got to be brave, he's got to be bold, he's got to be confident. He has to believe in himself here that he can make an impact, because you know, if you make good runs, if you're trying to exploit the space, if you can find a little pocket, Messi will find you. He's got the ability, he's got the range to find those passes. And Coutinho, he's got to make himself available, he's got to accept the ball, and he's got to accept here that big, big responsibility that's now on his shoulders. And so, with all that in mind and all that considered, in a massive game that is, like I say, the biggest of our season so far, it's time for a crucial prediction. What is going to happen here? And I've got to say, there's always a thing with Barcelona with big games. When the pressure is ramped up, when it's turned right up, Barcelona have a feeling they're going to perform. They're going to come out, they're going to put on a show, they are going to perform under this pressure. And I think tomorrow night, that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a determined Barcelona who are going to turn up the tempo, who are going to have that intensity in their game, that are going to be clinical in front of goal. We had a lot of shots in the away leg, and at home it's going to be no different. We are going to put some of those away, and I truly believe here we are going to see not only us beat Lyon, but us sweep Lyon aside in a 3-0 win. And I'm even going to predict the scores. I'm going to go with Messi, I'm going to go with Suarez, and I'm going to go with a goal from midfield from Ivan Rakitic. 3-0 Barca. And I really do hope that I'm right. And so as always, guys, please leave your full thoughts in the comments down below and your predictions. What are your score predictions? What are your team predictions? What do you expect to happen in this colossal meeting? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, I will see you tomorrow in what will hopefully be, and what should be, a celebratory video. Let's hope so. Let's do this. Visca El Barça.